guys, happy Friday. Doing my daily video from indoors instead of out in the shop because the flies are going crazy on me. Um, I want to address a viewer's comment. That's what today's video is about. He wanted to know how I lay out my duct, how I design my duct systems, etc. Location of supplies, returns, best practices. So I figured I'd make him a quick video here today to hopefully help him learn. He said he was just starting to learn HVAC, and this will be very helpful to him. I'm going to go ahead and put this video together today, and hopefully we all learn something. Hey guys, I just wanted to mention too, during the slow season, there's going to be more videos like this because work is slow. You know, it's one thing that's great about being a one-man band. If you watch yesterday's video, is I get to live all day with bedhead if I want to. I don't see any reason to put my hat on. You guys see me in my natural habitat here in the shoulder season between summer and fall. I should say between summer and winter, but it's nice. I can roll out of bed, have some coffee. The main thing is you want to work hard when the getting's good. It's real hot outside. It's real cold outside. That's when you make your money. And if you need to sit on your ass for a few weeks or whatever that happens, then so be it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I just want to butt in there real quick. Let's get on with the video. The most important thing you want to do, you're always going to want to do a manual D to design your duct sizing. Paramount, and then we'll move on to the next stuff here. Is equipment. All right, so location of equipment. On a lot of new construction homes, you don't really have a choice on where you're going to put the equipment. You're kind of restricted to where the builder has it mapped out, or where an architect put your mechanical room. But what you should always strive for is a central location in the house. Let's say you got a house that's a big rectangle. You want to make sure and try to put it in the center if you can. If that's not feasible, if you're going to put it somewhere where it's inaccessible, you can put it on one end of the house. But I wish these architects and these builders would start thinking about the location of the equipment better. I'm tired of going into attics. I'm tired of going into crawl spaces, and it's one of those things where if it's out of sight, it's going to be out of mind, and it's not going to get very well taken care of if the equipment is somewhere that someone doesn't want to go. And luckily there's people like me that'll go down and do it, but I would prefer to be in a closet or mechanical room, a garage. So location for equipment is very, very important. You want to make sure that you keep your duct runs to a minimum. You want to make sure that your duct trunk line is as short as possible. So a central location in the home is always best when it comes to the location of the equipment. Length of your duct runs, how you want to build them. Um, let's get into that. Number 3 item, we'll come back to that. All right, length of duct runs. Let's talk about that. So, a lot of guys will disagree with me. It's all about it's a lot about ease of installation of stuff these days. When it comes to gas lines, you have your flexible lines that are easier to run. Are they better? But hell no, they're not better. Lines, now you have PEX instead of copper. It used to be galvanized back in the day. That had its problems, but there was nothing wrong with copper other than the fact that it was more labor intensive to install. Ease of installation is not always a better product, and I strive to minimize flexible ductwork as much as I can. So length of duct runs, that kind of plays into length of your duct runs. So in keeping your equipment in the center of the structure, you're able to have your longest duct run, than it would be as if you were on one end of the building. It could be twice as long. So what you want to try to do is minimize how much flex duct you use. Now, general rule of thumb is keep them under 25 feet. I'm guilty of maybe going a little bit longer sometimes, but if your duct is running in a crawl space or an attic, you got to think about critters, and they can easily tear that stuff apart. What I like to do is I like to run almost 100% rigid metal, and being a one-man band, I'm afforded the opportunity to do that quite often, and I bid my job accordingly. Uh, but sometimes if you have sheet metal duct going all the way to a boot to a register, you can have a air whistling. So what I like to do is do kind of like what we've always done in commercial work: run rigid metal ductwork about 5 feet from your boot or register, and then have a 5 foot length of flexible duct for sound attenuation at the register itself, and that usually works out pretty good. But as far as duct runs, that all comes back to your manual D, what your total equivalent length is for your furthest run. That's how you size your blower. Um, I'm not going to get into manual D here, but I wanted to talk about length of duct runs. A rule of thumb: try to keep your trunk line short as possible, 50 feet or under on a typical residential home. Try to keep all your branch runs at 25 feet or under, and try to minimize how much flex that you run. So those are my rules of thumb on length of duct runs. Okay, this and return location. Uh, yeah, this one should be fun. All right, so supply and return locations. This is one of those items that if you ask 10 different HVAC guys what their thoughts are on supply and return duct locations, you might get 10 different answers. In my opinion, I think that you got to figure out what your priority is in the structure. What's most important to you? Is it the heating side or the cooling side? Now, granted, work fine in either orientation, but typically in a let's say if air conditioning is important to you, you want to have your supply registers in the ceiling, and you want to have your return grills low. That's because cold air falls. Okay, so you want to make sure you get the best mixing of the air in the room. You want high supply registers, low return grills, okay, for cooling. And then heating would be the opposite. Like when I have heating in a space, I like to have the registers in the floor, and I like to have my returns up high. That's because hot air rises, and you'll get better mixing of the air in that space. Now, can you do it the opposite way and have it work fine? Sure, you can. It all depends on what throw your supply registers have. Um, you know, have you strategically placed your return grills in spaces where the air is going to mix, because it's always going to fall. The air is always going to go from the supply to the return and fall back to the equipment. So it'll work both ways. I just told you what I prefer. Then back in the early stages of HVAC residential duct systems, they would have a supply and a return in every room, and they actually would have the returns on the perimeter, and the supplies would be on the interior. Um, I think over the years we figured out that doesn't work as well. So what we decided to start doing, is what is called washing the windows or washing the doors wherever there's biggest heat loss. Cracks in windows, cracks in doors. UV coming through windows produces heat, etc. Um, so we want to space our supplies on the perimeter. We want to have our returns on the interior walls of the building. So hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, somebody will probably chime in and say that I said something wrong, and that's what this is. What this is about discussion. So of HVAC duct systems today, and how to design them, how to lay them out. And I'm happy to get way more intensive with this, but I just want to address the viewer's comment today. So I'll have a summary here in a second. All right, so to summarize duct systems, number one is a proper manual J heat load calculation, of course. That's first and foremost. Then you need to do a manual S or a manual T to design, whether it's residential or commercial, to design to select your equipment. And then you need to run a manual D duct design to design your duct. And then in conjunction with that, you want to make sure that you have a nice, tight building structure. We always want to try to keep the equipment as small as possible. You know, some of these homes where, especially I see on some of these other guys' channels, these huge homes where they have 4 or 5 different air conditioners sitting on the outside of their house. It's just crazy to me that they would need that many BTUs in their home. I mean, house that you're living in, what are these homes? 8,000 square feet. Uh, Tighten up your building structure. Let's keep the equipment as small as possible. That's going to keep our duct as small as possible, and you're going to use a lot less energy. You're going to be happier, and you're going to be more. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm sure I left a bunch of stuff out. Feel free to mention stuff in the comments. I'm always here for open discussion about anything in regards to HVAC. So, thanks for watching.